Hey everybody, it's the Beardy back with the next installment of Beardy's Books. Sorry I missed last week, July 6th. I was having some major technical difficulties with my phone and couldn't quite get things to work. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what I got last week for the Beardy's Books, and then I'll launch into this week. So first up, I normally don't tout stuff that I haven't actually read yet, but I picked up or I had ordered a while back, the Star Wars Darth Vader Volume 1. New oversized hardcover edition with the amazing Alex Ross cover there. It's pretty sweet. I think that's Alex Ross. I should look this up. So I'm really looking forward to this. The first 12 issues collected a nice hardcover. Will go very nicely with the other hardcovers that are coming out. And there's a really cool under the dust jacket. There's this really cool wraparound cover. Darth Vader and all the story. I mean, you don't get much more straight up classic Darth Vader than that. So this follows the events of New Hope and Darth Vader's mission to find out who destroyed the young pilot who destroyed the Death Star, and kind of made him look like a fool. So that's pretty cool. And that leads up to what would eventually become the crossover between Darth Vader and Star Wars in the Vader Down story, which I did read that, and that was really cool. All right, so last week, quick recap. Not going to get in too much. Justice League Rebirth, #1, the one-shot from Brian Hitch. Kind of cool reintroduction to the team and seeing the heroes come together or how they function together going forward in this altered or redefined DC universe going forward. So it was really cool. Black Science 22 from Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. Awesome book. Love it, love it, love it. And it's just continuing on Grant McKay's journey of redemption. He's now kind of healed himself in a way and is going back to try to make amends with all the people he's wronged in the past across all dimensions and to find his family. Aquaman #2, another great Josh Middleton cover. Love that. Great stuff. Continuing the Black Manta story they set up in issue 1 and in the Rebirth issue. Empress #4 from Mark Millar and Stuart Immonen. Love it. Great sci-fi adventure. It's always cool to get into a very well-developed world-building sci-fi universe that isn't Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars. It's kind of set the bar, but this one delivers a great story. And this issue was a lot of fun, seeing how the characters and all come together. And, of course, Stuart Immonen's artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. And last, my #1 pick for last week is Silver Surfer #5. It is probably, hands down, my favorite Marvel comic over the last couple of years, ever since Dan Slott and Michael Allred have been doing the art and storytelling on it. And it's just a lot of fun. This series has been great. Every issue has delivered. I have not felt disappointed or let down by a single issue of Silver Surfer since this team came onto it. And I've never really read it before, so good job. Good job with that book. Love it. All right, on to this week. July 13th, 2016. My first book for this week is All New X-Men, #11. It is the final issue of the Apocalypse Wars for the teenage X-Men team, and mainly focusing on young Evan, the Kid Genesis, the clone of Apocalypse, and the 1960s Beast, who is in the current timeline. They're in the current timeline, but they transported back to ancient Egypt, and were trying to prevent the original En-Sabah from becoming the evil villain Apocalypse we all know and hate to love. Love to hate? One of those two. So yeah, I'm ready for a new story. This has been good, but I'm ready to see where this team goes next. Feels like this story arc dragged on a little bit too long for me, but it was good. I'm ready to see where things go next for the young X-Men team. I think they might be crossing over into or dealing with the Civil War II events, maybe. I don't know. We'll see next month. Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps Rebirth one shot. Had to get the Carrie Nord cover. It is just awesome. I mean, check that out. And that is classic Green Lantern hero stuff right there. Love it. It's a really fun issue for not having read Green Lantern pretty much at all. They give you a good idea of kind of where the state of things are for Hal and the Green Lanterns and just the universe in general. And it's really cool to see this sci-fi book, and there's little elements in a way that kind of smacked a little of Lord of the Rings in a good way. It's not really sword and sorcery, but there's some cool moments. If you read the issue, you'll totally know what I'm talking about, I think. But it was just really cool to see where Hal was set up in the Green Lanterns Rebirth one-shot a couple weeks ago, where he fuses the lantern for Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz to work together as the Green Lanterns of Earth. He's now going off into space to find the Green Lantern Corps and deal with big threats to the universe at large. So this is a really cool, exciting issue. Next up is the much anticipated Civil War II #3. We had a midnight release party for it, and it was a pretty big deal because a major Marvel Universe character dies in this issue. They are gone. Of course, as always with comics, there's a way they could probably bring them back or, undo things down the road. But as of now, another major casualty. This is not a B, C, or D list character. This is top tier, big name Marvel character is gone. So go pick that up if you want to know who it is. I've got a lot to say about Marvel and their events, but I'm going to try to keep this positive and just say that Bendis is writing a fantastic. His writing is fantastic. I don't necessarily if I like all of the story that he's telling, but he's telling it really well. And Dave Marquez's art is just absolutely stunning on this book. Let's see if I can open up to a page without giving anything away. Nope, I don't think I can really open any of this up without spoiling anything. So you're just gonna have to go pick it up for yourself and look. But it is amazing book. Yeah, check it out. Next up, Nightwing Rebirth #1. I've never read an issue of Nightwing before. I have not read any of Grayson. My pretty much only experience with Dick Grayson is anytime he shows up in any of the Batman books I was reading, which sadly is not enough, because I read this issue and it was hilarious. It was smart and funny and witty and sarcastic and just action-packed awesome. My coworker John, who you might remember, was on here and reviewed Warcraft with me a couple weeks ago. He really talks up the Grayson title, just the writing and the dialogue and all that. And I don't know if it's the same writer. I don't think it is, but if it's even close to what I read here, I need to go back and read it. It's just fantastic. And it's just really cool to see Nightwing kind of defining and redefining himself in a cool way going forward with this. So there's a series to watch out for. The new Nightwing, the Rebirth #1 is out today. And the #1 for the ongoing will be out in a couple weeks. So make sure you pick that up if you are a fan of Dick Grayson at all. It's really cool. And last but not least, my #1 pick for the week of July 13th, 2016 is Wonder Woman issue 2. I'm going for the Frank Cho covers for as long as he puts these out, because I absolutely love getting to see him do Wonder Woman, and just kind of love the art style he's been doing lately with the covers. Really cool stuff. Greg Rucka is continuing to write the series. He's writing it every issue. Now Wonder Woman, I think I said this last time, is going to alternate between the even and odd number issues. The even numbers, like #2 here, are going to focus on at least the initial arc is going to be the Wonder Woman Year 1 story, and the odd numbers are telling the first arc is called The Lies. or just lies, where it's her trying to figure out the truth about her past, where this is not seeing the origins of Diana herself, but we're seeing her right before she leaves Themyscira, however you say that, and heads out into the world of men. This issue is pretty cool because you've got Nicholas Scott doing the artwork on it, and it's just fantastic. I mean, it's a different flavor and feel to it than the odd numbered issues, but it is very much still feels like it's part of the world of Wonder Woman. And it's really cool because this series, or this issue, goes back and forth between Wonder Woman and what's his name? Steve Trevor, as they both build up to the final moments of this issue. Which, yes, I am going to spoil this a little bit because it's not really a secret that Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor meet. But this issue is back and forth between her on the island and Steve as he's in the is he in the Air Force? I don't know if they flat out say what it is in this. But yeah, it's a really cool issue. I like seeing the kind of flashback elements to it, seeing her on the island before she becomes Wonder Woman, and then how the issue ends. I won't show the pictures, but it's just really cool. You get to see a little bit of her history and the culture of the island and how her and all the other Amazon women act or interact with each other. And then now all of that has been shattered by the entrance of Steve Trevor crash landing on the island. And there's some moments, I'm definitely not giving anything away, but there's definitely some really heart-wrenching moments in this issue. So if you are a fan of Wonder Woman, you got to go check this out. It's a really good issue. So yeah, there's lots of other books out today, but this is what I've got. That's my Beardy's Books comic book haul for the week. I also just finished reading the all 11, I believe, of the Marvel Season 1 hardcover graphic novels that came out a couple years ago. And they are all pretty good. I'll do a much more in-depth review on those at another day. But just a little plead to the folks over at Marvel. Please stop making our heroes fight each other. Haven't they beat up on each other enough? Haven't Iron Man and Captain Marvel and Captain America and all these characters why do you make them keep fighting each other? I understand there's kind of the initial shock and appeal of that, but we already did Civil War before. We just had the Captain America Civil War movie. We had AVX, all this other stuff. It's getting exhausting. I loved the beginning of Civil War 2, the series when all the heroes came together to fight the Celestial that was attacking Earth. I know I might be speaking for a minority of readers here, but I want that. And I don't care which versions of the character it is. I love the Jane Foster Thor. I love the original Thor. I like Captain America. I like Sam Wilson. I kind of wish he was Falcon again. Because Falcon is such a cool character on his own without being Captain America. Now, that said, they are telling a really good story in the Captain America Sam Wilson series. I'm not going to deny that at all. But let's get some of these characters not necessarily back to their roots, but and introduce new characters. Kamala Khan, Miles Morales, love those characters. Those are two of the best new characters in Marvel's history in a long time. One of my favorite new X-Men characters, sadly I've not seen her since Secret Wars ended, Eva Bell, Tempest from, where is she? She's from Australia. She's the time mutant that controls time, makes the time bubbles and all that stuff. I want to see her back. But let's have the heroes working together and not just, freeze Thanos and Amber again. Let's see some really cool stuff where you've got these coordinated teams, the way Tony was calling the shots and you had the Flyers coming in, the Magicians. Oh, it was great. So that said, that's all. I want to see the heroes working together and not fighting each other. So there it is. That's Beardy's Books, my comic call for July 13th, 2016. Peace.